Cheers, everybody, and welcome back to Bespoken. My name is Mike, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the new Knob Creek Blenders Edition Batch 01. Let's go. Alright, so this right here is a newer release from Knob Creek. I'm sure you've seen it all over YouTube, but this one here is a little bit special. This is 10 years. The blenders have labeled this as sweet bourbon blend, Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey, blenders edition number one. Leads us to believe that we're going to have some more releases coming out for you. This is hand selected and carefully blended at 106 proof, 53% alcohol by volume. And they do say this is aged 10 years, so is it going to be better than a 9? Is it better than a 12? I mean, it's blended specifically for a certain profile, so let's get into it. One thing I'll point out is I really do like the bottle tag. They have this cool little graph here, and I don't think the camera's going to pick it up, but you can see where they kind of give a star pointed rating where their Blenders Edition lands. It says compared to the caramel and char, of their classic 9-year bourbon, this expression has confectionery notes from specially selected bottles. Enjoy vanilla and warm oak. And if you look at it, it does peg the sweeter end of this little graph. Definitely high on vanilla, a little bit of caramel. You do get some char, and there's a little bit of fruitiness on it. I'm not going to spoil it for you yet until I smell it. Obviously, as you saw in my bottle, I've sampled this out to a bunch of friends. I wanted to get their take on it and see what they thought. So let's get into mine. So this is my Everyday Glen. It's got some rings around it, so please don't judge me. Go ahead and nose it, and we'll give you some notes. Wow. So right off the bat, I don't get a typical Knob Creek nose. Knob Creek for me has some nuttiness, some earthiness, a little bit of like minerality, not Dickel, but it certainly has a very distinct nose that I get a lot of like peanut or peanut shell notes from. This one I don't. I tend to get more caramel. Uh, Surprisingly, it's almost like a younger oak presence to it, which for being 10 years versus the 9 years, it's a little surprising to me. A little bit of ethanol. As I said, it's 106 proof, so it's, I mean, just a few proof points higher than your standard 9 and 12. Let's see what I get on the palate, shall we? Cheers. There's that beam nuttiness right there. I will say, versus a Knob Creek 9 and the Blenders Edition, I do not get as much as that traditional beam profile that I do on the 9 as I do on the Blenders Edition. The Blenders Edition, noted as sweet bourbon blend, spot on. Their blenders nailed it. They were clearly going for something that would appeal to somebody who wants a sweeter profile, right? Traditionally, you think it's probably your Buffalo Trace blends or bottles. It's just, it doesn't have that same beam bite, is what I would like to call it. Try it again. Yeah. So as it coats the tongue and goes around, you pick up a little bit of the spice. I do get some bright fruit notes, but very much more vanilla caramel forward. I get a little bit of char on the finish, which is nice. I love that. I like older oak product. All in all, 100%. This is a great pour. Suggested retail price in my tortured state being $45 plus the government take. It's a little bit more than your Knob Creek 9, but it's a value buy if you compare it to Knob Creek 12, which is 70 in the state. Um, Definitely not upset about buying this one. As I was saying, I'm super excited to have found this Blenders Edition. It's not even in my county. My county in North Carolina, is, as a controlled state, has a search inventory. When I looked for it, when I acquired this bottle, it wasn't even listed as an available bottle. I was traveling to a distillery for something completely different, stopped at a couple ABC stores, and was very, very, very happy to get one of 3 bottles left. So, where does it rate? Well, it's an easy one for me. I'm instituting a brand new rating scale. It it kind of follows the trend of the channel. Let's just say my rating scale is a little bit bespoken to me because I'm going to take the suggested retail price, and that's going to be your baseline. So, for example, Knob Creek Founders, excuse me, Blenders. This particular bottle, MSRP before the government share, $45. So, does this rate a 45? Does it rate a 25? Does it rate a 50? Does it rate a 90? So, based on its price, because I personally believe bourbon, it's a value play. You want to spend your money wisely. I mean, let's face it, we're in a tough economy. It's 2026. No one's got a ton of disposable income. So, what do you expect to get out of a $45 bottle versus, say, oh, I don't know, a $70 bottle? Well, what I say you would get is this. I am not a Jim Beam fan, right? My profile tends to lean towards a sweeter, older oak experience. I would say I love Knob Creek 12. I like Eagle Rare 10 more than Knob Creek 12. And if I had the opportunity, which I've had recently at a bottle share, I like Eagle Rare 12 night and day above Knob Creek 12. So where does that land the Blenders Edition at $45? Well, on the nose, it's fantastic. I got no issues with it. Palate, I think for my personal profile, 100% it's great. It is well described on the bottle. It is age stated, which I appreciate. This is the first one. Are we going to get more? I don't know. I'm not a Jim Beam. But I would like to think that we will. Perhaps we'll get a spicy one or a rye forward one or something that's, dark leather notes, things like that. I mean, the world is the oyster when you're blending barrels out of a legacy distillery. They went with sweet, I personally believe, for a reason. I have zero insider knowledge. But it is at $45. I think it is a solid value, slightly more than Knob Creek 9, priced under Knob Creek 12. So for 45, my rating on this particular bottle, with its palate, its nose, its finish, its accurate bottle descriptors all day, drinks above its SRP price point. I know what I'm getting. I like it. This is a solid 50 in my bespoken rating scale. So what does that mean for a $45 bottle? Like I should get a 45, right? That's 100. That's the best. That's a tier, right? So 50 means it's punching just slightly above its weight class. Um, for the price that this bottle is, I think you're getting a great value if this is to your palate, right? If you don't particularly like a sweet profile, maybe this bottle rates lower for you. That's the beauty of bourbon. We all have our palates, we all have our opinions, we all have our favorites, we all have our drain pours. Me personally, I don't drain pour. My drain pour is down the gullet. Or if I hate a bottle, if I absolutely despise a pour, and I cannot think of any off the top of my head, it's going to a bottle share. Because if I don't like it, maybe one of my friends will. Maybe one of my colleagues will. Maybe somebody that is brand new to whiskey and bourbon, they might discover their new favorite. And if so, that's what it's all about. Community is key. Keep drinking, keep tasting, drink for effect. Don't just drink to slam these pores back. Drink for effect. Slow it down just a little bit. I really appreciate celebrity taster slash connoisseur slash industry elephant, big weight in the room, Fred Minnick. Just got done listening to his book. Uh, it was an autobiography about his journey through bourbon. I'm not trying to sell a book for this gentleman, but what I would say is he opened up, he was vulnerable, he shared how bourbon saved his life, which is something that resonates with me. Bourbon saved my life. And the one thing that I took away from this book is if you're sipping on some bourbon, if you are drinking on some spirits, slow it down, taste it, nose it, figure out what notes you're trying to pull out. Write it down in the notes on your phone. Everybody's got a cell phone these days. Come on now, who are we talking about? Take some notes, put it together, come up with a profile you personally enjoy. Maybe it's your favorite, maybe it's not. That's okay. But at the end of the day, enjoy. Drink for purpose, drink responsibly, and share. Go to your community events, meet some new people. Bottle shares are some of the best events you can go to. Something that will bring you into a community that you never thought was possible. And with that, I'd just like to say, cheers, y'all. I hope you enjoyed this Knob Creek Blenders Edition Batch 01 as much as I did. It's a 50 on the bespoken scale, and I want to know how you would rate this bottle. Cheers, y'all.